Blue Origin and Sierra Space developing commercial space station. New orbital destination opens up space for business and travel, creating new ecosystem. Blue Origin and Sierra Space today announced plans for Orbital Reef, a commercially developed, owned, and operated space station to be built in low Earth orbit. The station will open the next chapter of human space exploration and development by facilitating the growth of a vibrant ecosystem and business model for the future. Orbital Reef is backed by space industry leaders and teammates including Boeing, Redwire Space, Genesis Engineering Solutions, and Arizona State University. Designed to open multiple new markets in space, Orbital Reef will provide anyone with the opportunity to establish their own address on orbit. This unique destination will offer research, industrial, international, and commercial customers the cost-competitive end-to-end services they need, including space transportation and logistics, space habitation, equipment accommodation, and operations including onboard crew. The station will start operating in the second half of this decade. The adorable Loona PetBot is ready to roll into even the coldest of hearts. Rollover Cosmo, a new cute bot contender, is in town. Humans, we're a sociable bunch. To that end, we're pre-programmed to develop technology that helps us stay connected with others. Sometimes, though, the connection can be with the technology itself. Enter Loona, the adorable pet robot that will either melt your heart or, at the very least, serve as a loyal smart home companion, or hopefully both. Loona appears to be the exact halfway point between the adorableness of Anki's Cosmo and Amazon's high-end Astro HomeBot. There's definitely a focus on younger users here, but kids of all ages might find themselves sucked in by her charms. Loona has apparently also been designed to interact well with any analog pets you may already have. Nissan shows off a real version of its rad-looking Max Out electric convertible concept. The automaker rolled out a physical version of its electric convertible to celebrate its Futures event at its global headquarters. The Max Out looks every bit the concept, but it could find a home in Nismo's motorsports lineup. The Nissan Max Out is virtual no longer. The automaker rolled out a physical version of its electric convertible concept to celebrate its Nissan Futures event, which is being held at its global headquarters in Yokohama, Japan, for the next several weeks. We've seen renderings of the Max Out, alongside several other futuristic concepts, when Nissan announced its ambitious 5-year $17.6 billion electrification strategy in November 2021. Now, the Max Out has taken physical form and will be on display for the duration of the company's event, which is expected to last through March. World's first floating pod homes launched in Panama starting at $295,000. The luxury smart homes receive deliveries by drone and come with underwater marine detection cameras. Panama will be home to the world's first community of floating SeaPods, with the inaugural pod now in the water at Linton Bay Marina in Cologne. Ocean Builders, a company specializing in innovative marine technology, has officially launched what it says are the first floating eco-restorative pod homes in the world. Perched 3 meters above sea level on the Caribbean coast of Panama, the futuristic units are designed to accommodate 2 people and are on sale now, with prices ranging from $295,000 to $1.5 million. By December, the first overnight guests will be able to bed down in the pods, and 100 fully owned units will be ready for full-time residents by summer next year. A second batch of more than 1,000 of the pods will go into production next year. Scientists create living smartwatch powered by slime mold. Devices such as cell phones, laptops, and smartwatches are constant companions for most people, spending days and nights in their pocket, on their wrist, or otherwise close at hand. But when these technologies break down or a newer model hits stores, many people are quick to toss out or replace the device without a second thought. This disposability leads to rising levels of electronic waste, the fastest growing category of waste, with 40 million tons generated each year. University of Chicago scientists Jasmine Liu and Pedro Lopez wondered if they could change that fickle relationship by bringing devices to life literally. Using the electrically conductive single-cell organism known as slime mold, the researchers created a watch that only works when the organism is healthy, requiring the user to provide it with food and care. Mobility of the future, using instead of owning. The EDAG CityBot shows how. According to the World Economic Forum, 2/3 of all people will be living in cities in 2050. In megacities with 10 million inhabitants or more. Across the globe, there are already 36 megacities, including New York, Moscow, and London. This rapid growth could result in the essential infrastructure being unable to keep up, threatening cities with collapse, as local public transport, electricity, water supplies, and waste collection become overburdened. We can all call to mind images of completely overcrowded subways or interminable traffic jams, with endless streams of vehicles every day trying to make their way along smog-filled, congested roads. In Madrid, for example, 80% of the total city area is taken up by driving or parked cars. The impact on people and the environment is immense. BMW debuts Vision DEE with e-ink at CES 2023. BMW introduces the digital emotional experience, known as the Vision DEE, to joy drivers and passengers at CES 2023. The concept car showcases a futuristic, electric-powered sedan sculpted in a pared-down, neo-retro design language, which is dressed in the color-changing e-ink. It aims to create a stronger connection between people and car, using artificial intelligence and a revolutionary head-up display, extending across the whole windscreen, to radically transform the driving experience. We have been thinking about ideas within this concept for 2 or 3 years, but it took a full, intense year to realize the Vision DEE in time for CES. We wanted to showcase a future vehicle while being confident of what layers we can bring into production soon, begins Adrian van Hooydonk, Senior Vice President BMW Group Design, in an interview with Design Boom at CES 2023. Watch this cargo ship fly a giant kite to save fuel and cut emissions. Tweaking a centuries-old concept, French startup Airseas is one of many companies now harnessing the wind to clean up the global shipping industry. A red and white kite hovers 660 feet above a big blue vessel sailing across an empty, sweeping stretch of the Atlantic Ocean. The 2,700 square foot parafoil is helping to tow the cargo ship and lessen the workload of the massive diesel engines, reducing the ship's use of dirty fuel. On Tuesday, Airseas shared the first footage of its Seawing towing system in action. The French startup, which was founded by former Airbus aeronautical engineers, said it successfully completed the crucial initial stages of its transatlantic sea trials. Tests are taking place aboard the vessel Ville de Bordeaux as it carries Airbus aircraft parts between France and the United States. Boom Supersonic reveals new engine concept for Overture Supersonic airliner. Boom Supersonic, an aerospace company working towards building the world's fastest and most sustainable supersonic airliner, announced on December 13th that it has partnered with 3 industry leaders to develop a new propulsion system for its Overture airliner. Boom is calling the new engine Symphony, and is teaming up with Florida Turbine Technologies, FTT, GE Additive, and Standard Aero to make Symphony a reality. Boom says Symphony will be a medium bypass turbofan engine, no afterburner, with the same basic engine architecture that currently powers all modern commercial aircraft. However, it will differ from subsonic turbofans in a few ways. Symphony is to include a boom-designed axisymmetric supersonic intake, a variable geometry low-noise exhaust nozzle, and a passively cooled high-pressure turbine. Italdesign's Climb-E concept features 3D fashion technology. The revolutionary urban transportation vehicle was presented at CES with direct-to-textile 3D printed interiors by Stratasys. Storied Italian automotive design studio Italdesign celebrated its 55th anniversary at CES 2023 in Las Vegas with Climb-E, an autonomous transportation concept that can guarantee a seamless private travel experience. Climb-E embraces evolution in the concept of local sustainable urban mobility into continuous sustainable urban mobility. While it is revolutionary in many ways, it is worth noting the technology used to add graphics onto the rear horizontal backrest surfaces that are covered in Alcantara, created by Stratasys. Customization is done through the J850 textile 3D printer, 3D fashion technology, printing directly onto the fabric using plastics compatible with approved standards. Sun tracking floating solar islands from Portugal. Portugal-based SolarisFloat has developed a swiveling floating solar platform with 1- or 2-axis tracking. It has installed its first project on a lake in the Netherlands. The project consists of 130 PV modules on a single-axis tracker, with an installed capacity of 50.7 kilowatts. SolarisFloat has developed a floating solar solution with single or dual-axis tracking. The floating island slowly rotates around a central point, powered by electric engines that reportedly consume less than 0.5% of the energy produced. The system rotates in one direction during the day, tracking the sun, and then rotates in the opposite direction during the night, to return to its original position. The company claims that the Protevs solution produces up to 40% more electricity than floating fixed-tilt systems. This includes a production increase of around 15% due to temperature cooling resulting from the proximity to water. U.S. Army awards contract for microwave weapon to counter drone swarms. The U.S. Army has awarded Eprius a contract worth $66.1 million to deliver prototypes of a new microwave weapon called Leonidas that is capable of bringing down entire swarms of enemy drones in a single burst, while leaving friendly aircraft intact. As the Russian invasion of Ukraine has demonstrated, small, cheap drones can pose a real threat on the battlefield that will only grow as technology progresses. Off-the-shelf robotic aircraft have already proven to be invaluable for reconnaissance, target spotting, and even direct attack. Outside of war zones, they can also be a deadly nuisance if they are sent into airspace occupied by civilian aircraft. One nightmare scenario is an enemy attacking with swarms of drones that can either overwhelm a location's defenses or force the defenders to expend missiles costing millions of dollars each to destroy a drone costing only a few hundred.